And hello YouTube! Big Rob back here for another video. I am out on my bike, a 2004 Kawasaki Vulcan Nomad, 1500 cc's of not going anywhere anytime soon. So what am I doing today? Not a whole lot. I've got a rare day off work and we're at that time of year where it could be absolutely pissing down rain or it could be nice and sunny. At the moment, I've got the sunny day. So what have I done? I've washed the bike. I'm going for a ride. So I thought I've done a video of basically introducing who I am and where I'm hoping the channel will go, and then a couple of videos of me just rambling on in my mind. And I keep mentioning that I've got a Kawasaki Vulcan Nomad, but I thought y'all have only really seen the bike from this perspective, from me looking to here. So I might try and find somewhere that's worth pulling over and we can have a bit of a closer look at my bike, which is stock standard, but I don't think anyone will mind too much about that. Bye. And yeah, so the only problem is I've got to stay within 5 kilometers of my house because we're in lockdown, and yeah, hopefully that should all be easing soon because things are starting to look on the better. But I digress, I'm not going to go into that. So what made me buy this bike? Part of it was convenience. I'm not going to lie about that. I was right place, right time, right price, buying from the right person. I'm not going to say I got it at an absolute steal, but I bought it from a guy I know who's a good bloke. I trust him. When he tells me that the bike's a good bike, I trust him, and that was a big selling point for me. I wanted a cruiser. I've never had a cruiser before. I've had a Yamaha TT250 dirt bike. That thing was that thing was an absolute pig of a bike, and I mean, it taught me to ride on because I've never ridden a bike before that. So yeah, but I ended up crashing that and putting a big I've got a scar on the back of my leg from that as a reminder of that. I'll never forget that bike. Doing stupid things in the bush. Oh well. After that, I had an RGV 250, a Suzuki. That is a 2-stroke road bike, kickstart. Pretty cool little bike. Enjoyed it, loved it, was way too big for it. I was a big overweight dude, and yeah, it was a tiny bike. But again, I liked it, it was good. Secondary after that was a Suzuki TLS 1000. Great bike, big bikes, bit of the sports tourer, loved it. Next bike after that, Suzuki GSX 1100E 1981. Brilliant bike, tough as nails. Sold it to a mate who turned it into a chopper. Didn't see it after that. I'm not too sure what he did with it. Then I was off bikes for a good 10 years or so. Not because I didn't want to ride, it was just the sake of that's the way life pushed me then. I couldn't afford to buy another bike. I didn't want to get another bike that I had to work on all the time because I didn't know what I was doing. So, about 10 or so years after that bike, I come in and just so happened to fall into this bike. And I love it. It is big, it's comfortable. It's 1500 cc, so it's got the pulling power. It is not fast. It does not have the speed or the get up and go to be a sports and racing bike and so forth, but I like it. I commute, my commute is roughly an hour each way, so I want to be comfortable. It's got the bags, the panniers, it's cool, man. I just love it. And it's stock standard, which I do want to change a few things, but whether I do or don't anytime soon, that's going to come down to basically affordability. Ooh, this giveaway sign turned up pretty quick. That's the thing, I should have my maps up so I can kind of see what's going on, but I did not bring my map phone. Because that's one thing about this bike, and I've mentioned it before, that the speedo is out. This is not a true, well, it's a close indication of what the speed is. So for that reason, I use an old phone, not my current phone, that's in my pocket, but I've got an old phone because as you upgrade, you have phones lying around, they're not worth selling and so forth. But I use a quad lock, which I was originally very impressed with. I've become less and less so impressed with them over the years I've used them. But I have that on there, and that's normally for my maps and digital speedo. So that's one thing I do want to fix. You can buy, I believe it's called a speedo fix, something along the lines of that. Plug it all in, set it all manually and with the GPS and so forth, and then you can get a true indication of what your speed is. That's what I want to do. That'll be one of the first jobs to do. That and an LED globe or headlight assembly for the front, because when I ride home at night, look, it's got a headlight the size of a freight train, but you can't see shit. And I guess an empty car park is a good enough spot for a look around. So this is my bike. Might turn it off. This is my bike, 2004 Kawasaki Vulcan Nomad, 1500 cc's of going absolutely nowhere quick. I love it. Look at it, big, comfortable. It did have another seat on the back with a little sissy bar that came stock standard. Wasn't a fan of it. I want to get a bigger sissy bar, something, you know, nice and solid. You can strap a bag to. The two pannies at the back. Hey, that's my number plate, BigRob. Two pannies at the back. Absolutely love them. I keep kicking them and things like that, and people scrape up against them. But you know what? This is not a show bike. No way known. Because A, no one wants to go and look at this bike in a show. I ride it every day. I do roughly, well, not every day. I ride to and from work. I do roughly 400 kilometers a week on this thing. It is big, it's comfortable. This big squishy seat again is stock standard, but look at it, it's perfect for my fat ass. I love it. People coming over staring at me because I'm walking around my bike filming. But you know what? Welcome to YouTube. That's the thing I have to get used to with YouTube, is filming things and filming myself in front of the camera and getting used to people looking at me. But you know what? End of the day, they're just going to go, look at that fuckhead, he's filming something, and they're going to go about their day and not give a shit. So anyone who's thinking of starting a YouTube channel because they're embarrassed about that stuff, who cares what other people think? There are like-minded people that want to do stuff, so let's do it. Anyway, back to the bike. The modifications I have done to it are very, very minimal. A set of handguards on here because I'm a princess. I was getting cold hands when I was riding home, and the wind was getting too much because it was, what, 1 or 2 degrees Celsius, which in Fahrenheit is, I don't know. I've never used Fahrenheit. I might put it at the bottom of the screen if I can think about it. I did also put some Oxford heated grips on here because, again, I got a little bit precious and I needed warm hands. These are the good ones. It is wired into the accessory switch anyway, but it is a smart one, so it won't drain my battery anyway. Really good. Highly recommend them. I also do have heated gloves. Because again, how many times do I have to mention this? I'm precious. I want to be comfortable. I want to ride my bike a lot. Like I said, headlight like a freight train, can't see much on it. Mag wheels, do they look pretty? No, they don't. They are ugly, they are dated. However, it makes for a smooth ride because that is a nice big front wheel. Apart from that, that's the only modifications I've done to it. I mean, it's a pretty enough bike. I like it. I think it looks great. Nice smooth lines at the back without that extra seat on there. Super comfortable. I don't have a name for it. Should I name it? What am I going to call it? I'm not very good with naming bikes. But yeah, either way. Yeah, so I mount the GoPro on the handlebars. So you have the pleasure of looking at me. I'll try not to cut to it too often. It's not a pretty sight. I am a big ugly dude who wears just nothing fits me properly, so it's not a pretty sight. Yeah, sometimes I put another little GoPro on the side there, which I've got there. I don't do it too often because I never really think to do it. Yeah, so that's a basic quick walk around of my bike, and let's just enjoy the ride home, and I'll yeah, let's just enjoy the ride. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out my bike. Like I said, it's a Kawasaki Vulcan Nomad 2004, 1500 cc's. Goes nowhere quick. It's sluggish as all hell, but it's my bike and I fucking love it. And remember, my freaks and geeks, be good to one another. Don't be dicks. Like, subscribe, or don't. Leave me some hate comments or something, anything. Let me know you're out there. Cool.